Assalamu alaikum. I'm Ms. Jasmine. I'm leading teacher from Dharmavanta School. Today I'm going to teach you circle theorems. Before going to the lesson, I'll be sharing you the learning outcomes of this lesson. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to know what is a circle, parts of a circle, angles in a circle, and you'll be able to know, you'll be able to calculate the unknown angles of a given circle using the angle properties of a circle. First of all, let's see what is a circle. A circle is a closed curve formed by a set of points on a plane that are equidistant from its center. So, from the diagram you can see the plane or the curve that is formed. It is very important in a circle that there should be a center. So, now I am going to explain you parts of a circle. First, center. The point which is equal from all the points on the circle. That means, when you are given the center here, when you draw the circle from the edge of the circle, it should be equal. All the points on the circle should be equal from the center. Radius. A line from the center to the circumference. It will be always going from the center to the circumference as it is shown in the diagram. Chord. Chord can be any point, that any line that is joining 2 points on the circumference. It can be any point. Here I have marked A and B as a chord, but you can take any point from the circumference from one edge to the other edge of the circle. So, you can see from here C and D is also a chord. The next is diameter. This is also a chord, and this is the longest chord of the circle and which passes through the center of the circle. That is the special feature of diameter. Diameter can be a chord which only passes through the center of the circle, and it is always 2 multiplied by r. From here you can see 2 radii, it completes a diameter. The next is arc. Arc is a part of the circumference. It can be from any part of the circumference or perimeter. If you can mark it from any point in the circumference. Segment. The area between a chord and the circumference. From here you can see the first chord. This is AB, the chord is given here. When you draw a chord in the circle, always it will form 2 segments, which means there will be a minor segment and there will be a major segment. So, here it is from the diagram you can see the minor and major segment. Sector. A section or part of a circle between 2 radii. Radii here it is mentioned as that is a plural form of radius, and from radii to arc in between. So, there are 2 radii marked in the diagram also. This is the sector, and here also, like previous time I mentioned you about the segment, there are 2 sectors. One is minor sector and the other is major sector. So, the larger sector is called major and the smaller sector is minor sector. Tangent. A line that touches, just touch a circle at a specific point is the tangent. From here you can see this red line, it touches only one specific point on the circumference, and a tangent to a circle is always perpendicular. It is very important that you understand, if a tangent touches the circle, it will always be perpendicular to the radius. Where if it is perpendicular, it will be always shown as 90 degree. Now, that is the parts of the circle. Now, we are going to move to the circle theorems of the circle. The first theorem, it says angle at the center of a circle. The angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference subtended by the same arc. Here the terminology used for forming it is the mathematical terminology, it is subtended. So that means it is formed from the same arc. So in the diagram you can see this is the arc I have marked, and then you can see from the first AB, AOB is the center angle, and then the other angle is formed in the circumference. So one angle is AOB, which is the center angle, and the other angle is ACB, which is the angle formed in the circumference. So it is always twice. That means the center angle will be times 2. For example, if x is 20, what will be angle AOB according to this theorem? It will be 40. If angle ACB is 20, the angle AOB will be 40. For example, here this is the example given to you. Find the value of x. The diagram is POQR. Center is marked. Remember, if the circle theorem question is given to you, always you should be able to identify the center. If the question does not mention you about the center, you have to look at the diagram and see whether the center is marked. It is very important. So here the center is marked. POQ is 96 degree. You are asked to find the value of x. According to the first theorem, it says angle at the center is equal to 2 multiplied by angle at the circumference. So here the 96 is the center angle. So you are asked to find the circumference angle. What will be the answer? 96 is twice. So it will be the reverse. You have to follow the reverse method. That means 96 divided by 2 will be equal to angle x, because center angle is given to you. So therefore x is equal to 48 degrees. This is another type of question. Look at the diagram. There is a difference. Here center angle is given. In the next question the circumference angle is given. This time you have to do the working differently. So let's see. Again it says angle at the center is equal to 2 multiplied by angle in the circumference. Here circumference angle is given. This time circumference angle is given. You are asked to find the angle at the center. So this time it is different. You have to multiply 2 and 62 to find the angle AOB, because this is the angle at the center. So the final answer is 124 degrees. I am going to show you another example, because in this theorem many different type of questions will be given for you to identify the center angle and the circumference angle. Here again A, B, C and center O is given to you. You are asked to find the angle x. Again the same thing, angle at the center is equal to 2 multiplied by angle at the circumference. Here you have to identify the center from the arc AB. You have to identify the arc. AB is given here and AOB is the center, and to check whether the same arc is formed, so you have to check from AB to the circumference ACB. This is also starting or subtended from the arc AB. Therefore the same theorem will be applied, and it will be 84 is equal to 2x. That is the equation. You are applying algebra there, and you can divide 84 by 2 because angle at the center is twice the angle in the circumference. So again you are making the reverse method. You are dividing the center number divided by 2. Therefore the final answer for this example is 42 degrees. From this theorem, this is the last example. most of the students get confused to identify the circumference, where this is the circumference. SUT is the angle here, it is the angle in the circumference. To identify the center angle, you have to always look at the arc here. The arc is ST. From ST, this is the arc, it is the major arc. From the arc, you are finding the circumference. It is touching the circumference. That means you have to identify the angle center to this circumference, which is y. So, to find x, you have to find y. That is why I have marked y as the center. So, before finding x, let us find y is equal to 2 multiplied by 104. Why are we multiplying 2? Because this is in the circumference and this is the center. So, you are multiplying it by 2. The answer is 208. This is only the answer for this angle, but we have to find the angle of x. So, to find the angle of x, you have to apply the geometry properties, that is angle at a point is 360 degrees. So, for this whole circle, the total angle is 360. You have to subtract 360 and 208 to get the value for or angle of x, which is equal to 152 degrees. That is all about the first theorem.